Hello, my beautiful golden viewers of gold. Finding one's purpose in life is the sweetest sensation ever. If you find your purpose, it means you are successful. A wise man says, the act of being successful is finding out what is in your destiny to do and then doing it to the best of your ability. And when you do that, you'll find joy, happiness, contentment, fulfillment, and peace of mind that everyone is looking for. Gold is the way because gold is purpose and purpose is forever. Are you ready to go for gold? If you're ready and I'm ready, let's go for gold.
And you think at the time when you're going through something like that, that pain can never go away. You can't live like that. And so I took the gun out and I was thinking, where's the best place to shoot?
Through this, we're making a better world for our kids and for others.
One thing I can say to you is that someone is waiting on the other side to hear about your story, to hear about your victories, because we are all winners.
Successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. Do not wish it were easier, wish you were better. Trouble your troubles like our champions. Be bolder, be tougher, be a conqueror, and be a champion. The story of resilience that is coming from our champion of the day will blow your mind. Be inspired to be a champion and go for gold. Her resilience becomes radiance. Our champion grew up with challenges that could have defined her, but instead she defined her own destiny. Her journey shines as a beacon to anyone who dares to dream. No parent should be allowed to lose their children. Hers almost turned her into a monster. But with her unwavering faith in God, she is strong and hopeful for the future. She knows that faith not tested cannot be trusted. She repeatedly cautioned us to be aware that the devil comes for us when we are at our lowest. Be hopeful when you are down. We are ready to go for gold with Colleen.
I am Colleen McAusland. I manage professional boxers as a career and happy to be on gold, and let's inspire the world. So what I do today is I manage professional boxers. That is my passion. It's what I've was always a sporty person. I also partook in sport, provincial sport, grew up with sport. And the thing why I'm in boxing is because it changes lives. Most of the boxers come from, poor upbringings. They don't have much. And boxing is their opportunity to support their families. And with me managing them, I'm able to open doors for them in their professional careers, and it changes lives. So for me, that's why I'm in boxing. So boxing as a sport teaches you discipline. It's a lifestyle. It's not a quick thing. You have to live your life clean. There's no drinking, no smoking. You can't box as a professional if you have a double life. It's all or nothing in boxing. It's discipline, dedication, and determination. And, that's a life of a boxer. I think anyone facing challenges, you've got to remember that in this world, we will have challenges. This life is not smooth sailing. The Word of God tells us that. And how much more are you going to face when you are a believer, when you stand for the truth? You will be persecuted for the truth as Jesus was. How much more will we be? There's nothing much that I haven't gone through in my life, from have a father that was an alcoholic, beat my mother up, to my stepfather who was my everything in my life, being taken away from a young age, going to prison for 9 years. There's not much that has happened in my life. But recently we lost our son in a car accident. There's not much in life that I haven't experienced. But it depends on you as a person to say, am I going to allow that to define me? Or am I going to rise up from this and help others that are facing that? Losing our son was probably the worst, most painful thing anyone could ever go through. He was the perfect child. I know everyone says there's no perfect child, but he was the perfect child. And he died in an accident. So what I can say to anyone that has gone through anything or is going through anything in life, if you don't have God in your life, you won't cope. There is no other way but God. He's the one that will give you strength. He's the one that will carry you through everything. And surround yourself with good people, God-fearing people. People that when you can't, they can pray for you. When you just don't want to pray, or in a space where you don't know what to even pray about, or surround yourself with those people that can do that for you and help you through the journey. Is something when you lose a child, you can lose your partner. You expect you're going to lose your partner one day. You expect that you're going to bury your parents. You don't expect to lose a child. My son was 24, living his best life, and changing people's lives wherever he went. He was just phenomenal. And when you're going through that, I think you have to really know who you are in Christ, because there's no pain. There is nothing that can fill that hole. Your heart is really shattered into a million pieces. There's nothing that can put it together but your faith. I've never been angry at God for it. A lot of people blame God for it. They forget that there is a devil and he is real, and he comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And the first thing people do is they blame God for, why did God do this? We don't know why. And I say that as long as we know that no matter what happens in our lives, after this life is eternity. That is the most important thing, is where are you going to spend your eternity? Am I going to get depressed about this? Am I going to give up and not continue? I'm not a suicidal person. I've never been suicidal ever. So our oldest son worked in Nigeria, and he came back for my son's, his younger brother that passed's funeral. And his car was parked in the sun. I thought, well, him and my husband have gone to identify his body. Let me move his car out of the sun. And I've never been a suicidal person ever in my life. But, the devil comes in you at your weakest point. And I moved his car, and he had his gun in the door. And I moved it under the tree. And I thought to myself, I took the gun out because I know how to shoot. And you think at the time when you're going through something like that pain can never go away. You can't live like that. And so I took the gun out, and I was thinking, where's the best place to shoot? I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to have brain damage and still live. Anyway, and then a voice said to me, what are you doing, Colleen? Like, are you crazy? What are you doing? You have other children. And I put the gun back in the holster. And that's why the devil comes when you're at your weakest point, because there is just no way that I would ever commit suicide. But like the word says, when you're weak, that is when the devil comes. And I've never had another thought like that, but it just takes a split second. I never understood depression, even though I used to counsel people that had depression. But you don't understand until it happens to you. Even though I counseled many, many, many women and men on depression, it's when you go through it yourself, you have a different understanding of what depression is. So, my thing is, if anyone's going for grief, it's something you have to live with. You can talk about what happened one day and be fine and still smile. And you can talk about it the next day, like now, and grief just hits you. The story just hits you differently, where the day before it would have been fine. So grief is like a stone in your shoe that is there all the time. You just don't know when it's more painful than the day before. So my answer, my advice to anyone suffering with grief is it's okay. You don't have to always be strong. You don't always have to have a brave face. But, just know that it's part of your life and how to overcome each day, because you live your day by day. When something tragic like that happens to you, every day is different. Some days you're stronger, some days you're not, and it's okay.
Go for gold. The slogan of our show simply means go and succeed. Go and be who you want to be. Go forth and prosper. Go and change the world to a better place. If gold is forever, I'll see you after the break. Keep it here and keep it golden. Love is not patronizing, and charity isn't about pity. It is about love. As a matter of fact, charity and love are the same, because with charity you can give love. So sometimes it is not all about giving money, but reaching out your hands. Instead, when you do that, the universe will help you to achieve your dreams, and eventually you will be a soul with a golden heart. Help somebody today and help somebody every single day.
From One Small Act of Kindness, I'm the CEO and the founder, and I'm so excited to be on Gold. I think my words of encouragement would be just take it one day at a time, moment by moment, and know if it's something that you can't change now, let the process take its course and, smile. As hard as it is, find the reason to smile in the little moments that are reached, and that I always look at things as a ladder. There's a ladder going up, and some of our ladders have huge spaces in between, and some of our ladders have little spaces, but we need to celebrate every little jump that we make. So I think, the words of encouragement would be celebrate your joys. I think the 4 major keys to success would be faith, have something that you believe in, and let that work through your life as well. Take the courage. We have so many challenges every day, and I think without courage, we wouldn't be able to face them. And number 4, I think with who you surround yourself with. Growing up, we were always told, don't hang out with bad friends. Make sure you hang out with the right people. And I think you learn so much about other people, but you need to stay true to who you are. You need to stand your ground and know what you're doing and know why you're doing it to reach that end goal. I always remember that little poem that says somebody, nobody, anybody. And I think I might have even shuffled it around, but anybody can do it, yet nobody does it when somebody could do it. And I think for me that's so important, because it works with what we do, is that everybody has such a little part to play so that somebody can be heard. And I use that with the team quite often, saying anybody can do it, but can somebody step up? And I think that's what makes our team so different, is that there's so many somebodies that want to get involved. And I think that's how we achieve great, is that everyone plays a part and makes a difference, whether it be our teachers, whether it be the guys who assist with feeding, with collections, whether it be the donors who make a bigger difference in the pictures. Everybody has a role to play. What I want to say to the Gold viewers is that you can make a difference. So I'd like to take this opportunity to just say thank you. Thank you to my family, who gets involved in every moment and every part. Thank you to our donors, who believe in what we do and have a heart like ours. Thank you to our team. None of this would be possible without them as well. And an overall thank you, because through this, we're making a better world for our kids and for others to come. So I think it is just very much, you are seen, you are heard, and you are so appreciated, even if it doesn't feel like it.
Make up your mind and be whoever you want to be, because when a mind is made up, it diminishes fears. It even alleviates the fears of not succeeding. Be inspired by people who came before us. Be inspired by the golden nugget of the day, because you too can succeed.
Hello, golden viewers of gold. My name is Jean Mahlangu, and I am a co-founder at Soul Voice Journeys. I have a beautiful golden nugget for you today, and it is this: make up your mind. Because whenever you make up your mind, you can become the person that you've always wanted to become. And whenever you make up your mind, it diminishes all forms of fear. So this is what happened to me recently. I decided to make up my mind. I did something that challenged me, and I never thought I would be up on stage to compete for pageants. And I always felt like I was never enough. I always thought that people had so much to say about me, and my whole life revolved around other people's decisions. But then, when I walked up on stage, it literally diminished every negative word that has been spoken over me. It literally eliminated all my fears, and I took the courage to be the person that I saw myself as, a role model. And now I won. I became top 5 of Model of the Year at the 8th International Models Conference, and as well, I won the pageant. I then realized that fear has no hold on me, and taking courage is the very thing that I needed to do to become the person that I am today. So be inspired. Make up your mind, because that is the one thing that is standing between your goals and your dreams. And for you to become who you want to be is to make up your mind and to be inspired. To anyone who is going through the most, I mean the most, where you feel like nothing counts, that whatever you want to say, no one wants to hear it. But one thing I can say to you is that someone is waiting on the other side to hear about your story, to hear about your victories, because we are all winners. And that is my golden nugget to you. Be inspired. And this is Jean Zandile Mahlangu signing off from Gold.
Remember, viewers, if you don't design your own life plan, chances are that you will fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they've planned for you? Not much. Plan your life and go for gold. Let us go for another beautiful break on gold. We are certainly coming back. When we come back, we'll dare to do the undone right here on gold. My beautiful people with beautiful souls, be strong, be bold, learn every day about your environment and learn every day about yourself. Dream big, work hard and pray hard, and I promise you, you will be a made person. A golden champion of the day is still here, inspiring souls on gold. Please continue to listen to the amazing story of our champion. You too can be a champion.
So, you know, when you have your days, you have your good days and you have your bad days. I've never taken antidepressants. That is not the answer. I've never gone to alcohol. I've never gone to drugs, because that's not the answer. You're just going to get worse, going to be off in a worse condition that you were living with grief. My answer, what works for me, is worship, music. Music is the answer for me. And listen to worship music. You know, be surrounded with people that are there to lift you up, that are good energy, that are positive people. Don't mix around, sit around and have tea parties with the devil of sorrow and self-pity. You need to surround yourself with good people that have positive energy and positive influence in your life. So for me in life, I always measure, why am I doing what I do? And if the answer is, are you doing it because to put yourself on the center stage? Because in boxing, it's easy. The cameras can always be on me, but I always put my boxers in that space, because if I'm doing it for me, then I'm doing it for the wrong reasons. So whatever you do in life, always remember that when you do it to change other people's lives and not your own. That's my main goal, my main quote. That's what I live my life by every day. And another one is, what I also live my life by, is that you can have God-given talent, But if you don't use it, you have no talent at all. The projects I'm currently busy with are, it's called It's Not About Me. It's an NGO where we oversee 4 children's homes in that NGO. And it's changing lives for children that have been abused or abandoned or mistreated in any way. That is a long-term goal for me because children are hurt every day. And I use sport to help us with that project because even the professional boxers need to know to give back. And that is I'm their mentor. It's not about boxing only, it's about what are they going to give back and how are they going to change lives through boxing. Success for me is not about money. It's about what have I done to help to change another person's life? What have I done to lead another person to Jesus by just the way I live? Not about my words, but about my actions. Words are cheap. You know, people look at what you do, not at what you say. So success is for me one day when I've passed on to people that can say it's because of her I am where I am today. It's because of her that I was taken out of human trafficking. It's because of Colleen I was able to speak out about my abuse and change other children's lives. That's really what it's about for me. It's about for one of my boxers to say, it's because of her I am a champion today and a world champion. I have my own house, I have my own car. That for me is success. So for me, there are 4 keys to success. Number 1 is you have to have faith. Faith in whatever you believe and if it works for you. For me, my faith is in God and in Jesus Christ. Number 2, discipline. Number 3, you have to have dedication because without that, you can't do anything. Without discipline, dedication, and determination. No matter what life throws at you, if that is your dream, that you need to go for it with everything that you have. You can't do anything half in life. It's all or nothing for me. And it doesn't matter what it is, never give up. Never give up. Always believe in yourself and know who you are. Because if you don't even know who you are, how will the world know who you are if you yourself don't know who you are? So believe in yourself is the 4th thing for me. So, my advice for gold is to carry on. Don't ever give up. Always tell people stories because people will always connect with the truth and the authenticity of the story. Never change never change what you believe in. And if that's what God has put on your heart to do, then do it all to the glory of Him. You know, always giving God the glory because He will open doors. Challenges will come, but He will always open doors. If it's what He's purposed for you, it will happen. So that was the turning point in my life completely, was when my son passed away and I had to dig deep and saying, what am I going to do now? Am I going to give up or am I going to carry on? An inspirational story for me is Smash, my boxer. She comes from humble beginnings, from a shack to finishing a academic matric, to becoming first a South African champion, Africa champion, and going towards now a world champion. That being through abuse, being the older sibling in a house with 4 other siblings, a single mother, and of what she's achieved now. You know, she's an inspiration, and there's only better things for her to come because she never ever gives up. I think what I'd like to share with Gold is that if you know of a child being abused, speak up because you are the voice for that child. Often you know of a neighbor that the child's being abused or not fed, or you are just as guilty if you're not doing anything about it.
The greatest Muhammad Ali says, and I quote, "It is the repetition of affirmations that leads to belief. And once the belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. Let your belief become a deep conviction so that positive things will begin to happen in your life. Let your faith be unshakable and unwavering, because if you believe deeply in your goals, in your dreams, in your visions and in your missions. Even the universe will introduce you to people that are going to take you to the next level in your life. With the level of your faith and the level of my faith, we will become the impossibility that is possible. I'll see you next time on Gold. Go for gold.